That is small for a Nubian kid, which makes me wonder if there's not two more in there.
It definitely looks like something.
There's I bumped her belly, and I feel like there's another. There's at least another one, I would guess. But with how small that baby is, I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't have triplets. Look how long these ears are. I think it's a girl, but I can't see real well. That's maybe the tiniest little Nubian kid I've ever seen.
Yeah, you might just be used to calves.
Yeah, I guess maybe I got used to cows. I don't know. I think this is probably like a 4-pound kid. I'll have to weigh it to see. Their typical is like 7 pounds.
They don't eat that.
I have personally never ever seen goats be born before. You know, at this point I've hatched hundreds of birds. I've had about 10 different calves born on my farm. I've helped some friends with sheep before, but I have never seen a goat born. And sitting there in my friends Jess and Jeremiah's barn, watching as one little baby goat was born and waiting and wondering if a second goat kid would be born. It's just kind of magical. And I just felt so lucky to have arrived at my friend's house just in time to be able to see all of this in action.
It's a girl.
What's that girl's name?
I think it would be.
We named the mom cats. Like, there's toast. I want to name
Out of that.
Yeah, so I lost. It happened so quick.
There was a mineral deficiency in one of our cows
Is
that
he
caused her to
drinking?
retain her placenta. Jessica doesn't like that. You're still in the shed, so it's fine. You gotta pay attention.
Is he dry?
She was just shivering real bad, so I just wanted to get her real dry.
It's okay, Jessica. You've always been a fussy mom. He looks a little cold. I better be all the time. You guys slept in our bed.
She's pushing it.
Her getting up and down is signs of her having contractions and pushing. You see how her back arcs like that? That's a push.
She looks so much like her.
They'll probably have moon spots because of Claire's color. You'll see them stretch their mouth left and right.
She does.
Yeah, that's pain.
Oh, I'm sorry for you, Mom. She's straight up nursing a child.
Do you want to bring the baby closer to the middle so she'll get away from the wall?
Yeah, that's a good idea. She is like trying so hard. She's trying so hard.
Let me see. It's so cute.
There you go. Look at it. There she goes. She did it.
You're walking. It's crazy how animals they just get up like.
They're prey animals. That's what I'm saying. Like, prey animals have to move fast because that's their protection, and their parents can only protect them by moving them
dogs keep
somewhere
their
else.
eyes closed for like 2
But
weeks.
predator animals, they're usually helpless.
And that's
when
how
they're born.
babies, like our babies, work.
Right.
Because we're predators. Bear cubs actually, I think bear cubs move quickly.
So you want kids to have, just like cows, you want them to have colostrum within
Hour. Yeah.
an hour. And that should get her contracting real good too. Yeah. So sometimes you have to watch moms will lick their babies a ton but not feed them. So you have to make sure they're actually
Getting a
hungry.
little balance in.
There's definitely something else in there. She's a brave little one.
Yeah. Really, yeah.
You're over it.
Yeah, we're done.
One more snow.
Yeah, no.
For those of you guys watching all of this and wondering like what the heck happened, like probably one of the last videos you saw, it was like really snowy and it was chaotic. And now here I am in a place where there is no snow and you can see fresh green grass everywhere. And I'm on this flat pastoral farm landscape. I should probably catch you guys all up on what's happened. So in the last video, as you saw, I was leaving my farm and I ended up going to Washington, D.C. You know, my wife and I, we used to live in Washington, D.C. My wife's sister actually still lives in Washington, D.C. and she ended up getting married this past weekend. So we went down to D.C. for the wedding and it was amazing. It was so much fun to spend time with family and friends like that. And my sister-in-law, who is an amazing person, plus her well, fiance, now husband. Like, it was awesome, it was great, it was so much fun. But I figured since I was already away from the farm, and I was also already kind of in the South, that it wouldn't be too hard to go further down south and come down to South Carolina to visit my friends Jessica and Jeremiah Sowards. If you guys have watched my channel for a while, you know Jess, you know Jeremiah. Jess was actually last up at my farm back, I guess it was in September, and then we've even done a couple videos via video over that same time period. And over the years, we've just done so many videos together, and I haven't been back here at their farm in, I don't know, I guess it's been about 3 years. And so it seemed like a great opportunity to come down and hang out with them and spend a few days with them and their boys and, I don't know, just chill and get away from it all. But the thing I didn't expect is that I would be arriving here during goat kidding season.
Are you kidding me?
Presenting, so she may not have anything else in there.
Huh. Just one tiny little baby? Still deep in there? Yeah.
And so yes, roughly 15 minutes after arriving on their farm, they had the first kid of the season born. And then overnight, it was like magical waiting. Jess and I just spent hours just catching up and chatting in the barn while we waited for the delivery of the second one.
I don't know. It feels like a sack that feels full of liquid. And if I go real deep, I can feel something hard that feels kind of like a mouth, but I'm like, what am I pressing up against that deep? I don't know. The only other times I've ever had to reach in goats, there's usually parts right there.
Right. How long do they before they usually pass the placenta?
An hour or two can be normal.
You love licking there, girl. Yeah. You gotta like really just put it right in there. Hypnotic sack is like a punching bag banging against the head. Just like
Good job, girl. You're a star already.
A lot warmer, but a little bit.
it'll stay a lot warmer. That's actually the bigger
overnight
difference.
too,
Yeah. You know what? She's looking less and less like she's ready to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that she might be done.
Yeah.
We ended up actually waiting so long that like it was getting towards like midnight. Eventually, it didn't seem like anything was happening, and we started to wonder if the mama had actually only had one kid. And so we went to bed, but when we woke up the next morning, 2 more kids were born. Unfortunately, one of those kids was actually stillborn, but there was a second kid that was born. And so it was just magical that next morning to wake up and just be able to like help these little baby goats nurse and spend some time with them and experience that. I even shot a video for my second channel where I got to just, basically have some kids sitting on my lap while I shot that video, and I don't know, it's just kind of magical. It's okay, Bingo.
Today's Monday.
So is
This one's sleeping.
this one a girl or a guy?
So this one's definitely the girl that was born last night. This one here, I can check for you. Yeah, I think that's a girl, yeah.
She popped out another one in the middle of the night.
Yep. And they're adorable. can't nurse off your sister. That just doesn't work.
I did give her some hay. Yeah.
You know, when it comes to having goats on my farm, I have 3 wethers. So I have Larn, I have Telemachus, and I have Barnacus. Wethers are essentially male goats without their testicles, so they can't breed. I never intended to really breed goats. I don't necessarily have that much interest in breeding goats. Seeing those baby goats on Jess's farm, I don't know, it has me thinking things. I don't know. I don't even want to say it because it's going to get people all hyped up down in the comments section. Now, aside from playing the role of goat doula, it was also kind of nice just catching up with Jess and Jeremiah, spending time with their boys, and actually even helping their boys make videos and little stop motion animations, and just, I don't know, having a really good time. I think when it comes down to hanging out with Jess's boys, like, I don't know, all my big uncle energy comes out, and I genuinely enjoy it. Not that I want kids of my own, but it is kind of nice to hang out with other people's kids in small doses and just be able to be the fun guy. And not like a fun guy like that, but like a fun guy. You know, fun guy. Now, while I was here, Jess was consistently telling me that I shouldn't expect all goat births to be as difficult as the one that happened when I first arrived. But I honestly wasn't too sure about that until yesterday afternoon.
Hey, Jess, I think she might be getting close.
Where's your girl? Come on. That's a boy. See, that's probably like an 8-ish pound kid. That's what I'm saying. They were like 4 or 5 pounds because they were 3. She'll probably have another one. They're saying how big she is and how it could be that she had triplets, but with a kid that big, it's more likely that it's just 2. Now let's see how fast he stands up too. That'll be okay. Because he's so big and strong, he probably will be up and sturdy faster. Oh. More fluid.
Number 2?
Maybe, I don't know. There's a little flush of blood there, so we'll see. So they either have another kid or they pass the placenta. I'm guessing another kid, though.
Because she was really pregnant.
Yeah.
This one might be bang bang.
Yeah. And this is how it normally is.
Yeah,
That's
8 hour late, 10 hour labor.
Yeah. Look at him, he's getting up on his knees already.
Yeah.
Thank you for that clear shot. Scary for everybody. Lay down. Yeah. There's another tongue sticking out. Oh, this one's a big kid too. Ooh, this one's pretty.
You think she's done? Give me that. Both of them are.
That's a full belly worth of kids right there. I'm gonna choose over here. That's a girl. So I would be surprised if she popped out another kid, it would probably be very small.
Yeah.
Just that's a lot of kid right there. Those are two big kids. The boy is bigger. He probably weighs more. He probably weighs several ounces more than the girl. Look at him. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's why I was kind of like the other day with the girls. I was like, they're so little, and like this is normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not stepping away from them trying to eat and stuff like that, which is good. Once those two get like aggressive enough, like it won't be a concern. But we'll probably still come out here 4 times a day just to make sure that their bellies are staying full, their poop is moving, and they're latching on.
Is that what you have to do for bottle babies? Is 4 times for goats?
Yeah. You start at 4, and then after a week you drop down to 3, and then usually I try to get mine pretty soon to being on morning meetings.
Yeah. I mean, look at that.
Yeah. Look at that's what those do. That's crazy. He's at least 3 pounds heavier than her.
Yeah, especially like the Bluey. She's definitely.
Yeah, she's the smallest one.
What you doing there, Bingo Mate? I'm gonna miss them. So Jess, this has been my first experience with baby goats. Is this a normal or atypical experience with baby goats?
With Bingo and Bluey? Or
Bingo. Well, I mean all 4 of them because I feel like I've gotten to see a lot.
I think you got to see the spectrum. Neither one was obviously catastrophic. There was some loss. This was definitely atypical with Bingo and Bluey. The way that it was spread out, the fact that there were 3 very small babies, like the fact that she's obviously not a super experienced mom, but it obviously wasn't as traumatic as it could have been. The other is more what a typical birth is.
Because that was so, I mean, that's what I mean. I feel like we were in here we went to bed like around 11-ish or so that first night. And still nothing. And, this one was out in the morning, basically.
Yeah.
And then, the other, it was like hour?
Yeah,
less?
Usually it should be less than an hour that your kids are born, eating, up, walking, strong. They're so chill.
They're really cool. I mean, she's so sweet. And what's funny is, all right, so I've been here 3 days and watching her go from barely alive to she's springing around and dancing. It's nice to see.
It is nice to see. And they'll They'll be all over the place. In another week, they'll be climbing everything they can. She's getting real springy.
Why do you have your goats? Like, is that...
Oh, she almost knocked the camera over.
I know. I mean, I feel all right. We gotta just stop and observe this behavior because, like, look at her. She's like sneaking underneath. She loves Everhead. These ears are ridiculous. So this is very specific to their breed.
Yes, these are Nubian goats, and they are known for their pendulous ears. And of course, the baby goats kind of have these huge floppy ears. They end up kind of growing into them a little more, but you see on the mamas, their ears stay very long.
Kind of like the Jar Jar Binks goats.
They're also the Roman nose. You see how curved their nose is. That's another very distinct trait of a Nubian. And they have one of the highest butter fats of all milking goats. So they're loud. They're known for being very loud and chatty. There are other breeds that are more quiet, but I don't mind their talkativeness. I like it a lot, actually. And they're very friendly, especially when they're well handled. And any sort of dairy animal you end up with a real relationship with because you spend so much time with them every day.
All right, so what's your ranking of like farm animal livestock hierarchy? Are goats above cattle in your opinion?
Yeah, for me they are. I'm glad we have cattle, but I'm glad Jeremiah takes care of them. I mean, I personally like that I can handle these. I like that I'm not going to get hurt by them. If things get kind of chaotic, and they do sometimes with goats, I can rein it in pretty well. I like my kids can help me with them. All of the kids help me with milking, which is really nice. But I would say goats are probably the top of my list, aside from, my pets.
Yeah, I've definitely undergone a goat conversion, I feel like, in the last 6-7 months.
I rubbed off on you a little bit.
Yeah.
I think goats are about the perfect homestead animal, though, because with any farm animals, I think that we should treat them as a hobby as well as a source of sustenance, because they may be more pricey than just going and buying the food. We're able to get really great quality food, and we're able to interact with animals, which I think is really good for us. And goats, for me, I mean, they browse, they eat great on less quality land. You don't have to have super great pastures for goats. They do wonderful just being moved through woods and stuff like that. Provide them with some hay and some good grain during milking, and they'll give you milk and lots of laughs in return.
This summer, I'm going to be doing a lot of experiments with my goats around seeing how well I can get them to browse and seeing how well, like, they can do kind of keeping, like, the edges of my pasture clear and, like, complementing the cattle. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Bingo here was just eating the tripod, and it's adorable.
It is pretty cool, her turnaround, going from being dang near lifeless to now obviously being very full of life.
So Jess, if folks want to find you, where would they find you?
Roots and Refuge Farm on all platforms.
And?
The Farmer's Table, also on YouTube for cooking, and soon we'll be making some things with goat's milk because we're about to have a copious amount of that again.
Want to go out in the world? All right, we'll let you out in the world. Get some sunshine.
We're going to take a nap in those sun rays.